Hey guys, I'm Gazer58, and this is my friend.
Ride BMX Desicion.
This channel link will be in the description at the end of the video. Today we're going to cover a topic of dipping tobacco and how you should probably start in our first time experience getting started. Today I'm going to be dipping some Skull Extra Mint. My buddy Nick,
Copenhagen wintergreen long cut.
always long cut. If it's long cut, it ain't right. So it looks like a dip here. We don't have to pack anything because we got fresh cans here.
Gonna break the seal.
You do a little pinch, put this in, you're over your computer, get that heat.
Pretty good size thing.
Now there's two key things you gotta do when you start dipping. One, you gotta have a spitter. You can't spit because you can't dip.
Make your own if you have to.
That's desperation. Second thing you gotta have, and Nick can always back you on this one, good old water.
Drink.
You don't want any sweet stuff that gets all stringy and fucks up your spit. Nothing worse than a bad spit. Now when you start dipping, you're not gonna get a good first experience. Nick had a kind of lighter experience because he was into other things before he started dipping. But you're going to get a real head buzz no matter how much you've got into it, at least to some degree. And you got to start small. If you're starting with something like Copenhagen, you're really going to hate your first experience. And you're not going to want to keep dipping. It's nothing like your first time.
Your first time, you should always try flavors like Skull Cherry. Try not to get the Skull Extra because that's got that extra little fuzz in it that'll, make you dizzy as fuck.
The other thing you want to look to is never take too big of a pinch your first time because you're not going to know how to spit and handle it. And if you don't know how to spit, it's going to be a big problem because swallowing is going to be the biggest thing that kills you. Another thing, don't pull out your lips when you put it in your dick. You look like a bitch like I do. You look like bitches like us, professional bitches. My first time I ever dipped, I can tell you it was one of the worst things I ever did. I was with a group of friends. They kind of peer pressured me into it. I spit on my lips, check that shit out. It's classy. Took a big old dip of Grizzly Wintergreen, and it really killed me. I mean, I was dizzy, nauseous, I wanted to puke. It was really a bad experience. And if it wasn't for the fact that I consistently tried it, and I went to probably 4 or 5 tries, that was horrible. And you're going to probably get that unless you start with something later, like he said, like a Skull. And you might even be okay with a Grizzly in a smaller amount, but not a big pinch. You should be okay to start with that, but you got to work your way into it. You got to lean into it a little bit.
My first time, I was playing zombies for my little sister on Xbox. My dad's been dipping previously for about 30 years. He told me, because one of my buddies from another town, he's been chewing for a while and he's my age. And he said, well, if you start, I can't say no. So my dad had a roll down in the fridge. I went down, threw it in. It was fine cut, so it fucking sucked. Other than that, I didn't get much of a buzz off it. I got a little one, but it was pretty good.
Now, until you become an experienced dipper, I don't recommend fine cut. I've been doing this for almost a year now, and I still don't do fine cut. Although I do go on and off. Fine cut's really messy too. A long cut will stay packed well, and you don't have to pack it as well when you're starting off. I've been doing it forever, and I still can't pack the can. I'm fucking retarded with my finger. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You can do it. Nick, show us your little talent here. Must be nice, but just stay away from the fine cut. I really don't think there's a better flavor to it. I don't know about you.
My dad, that's the only reason he says he does it, because there's better flavor. But it gets in your teeth more. Like, if you like to do it before you go hang out with friends or something, you don't want to brush your teeth, you just fucking throw in some long cut, you can rinse that out, and it's all done.
Now, dip something you should never get peer pressured into doing either. Don't let your friends tell you it's the best thing ever, because unlike I did to Nick here, because, well, it is the best thing ever. But you don't want to end up at a point where you're doing something you don't like consistently because you might have an addiction to it. Now myself, I don't really feel the need to always have a dip in. I can go a long period of time without doing it, but I just really enjoy it, so I keep up the habit. But if you ever notice a stage that you might be getting, some like kind of sores or something in your mouth, always kind of keep that in a way because there are really bad side effects of dipping. As you can clearly see on your can, America's nice enough to tell you what's coming.
But when you do chew, try not to put it on the same spot every time. Choose alternative spots. It's usually if you're right-handed, the left side feels more comfortable, but I throw it in the right side more, just so that the left side I can throw in a bigger one and keep it longer.
Because you're going to start noticing your gum get really sore, and you're going to start losing kind of your gum along your tooth line. And it gets kind of painful when it comes to almost mouthwash and brushing your teeth. You're going to notice a slight burn to it. And you really don't want that because discomfort in any way, shape, or form is not something you're going to put yourself in. So if you move it around a lot, try and keep it in the front though. Once you get in the back, you get into the tendency of swallowing a lot of it, and you get in your throat. And that's another unpleasant thing about dipping.
And sometimes mid-chew, I'll just take it, flip it over to the middle, and just do it that way, and I can just always throw it in the same spot. But it doesn't get as raw as quick, so it's not that bad.
Now, one thing you can't expect is if you start dipping, you're not going to start, 8 months later when you're throwing a dip, unless you're throwing in a full horseshoe when you completely take all your lower jaw and you fill it through a chew, you're not going to get the head buzz you get when you first start. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't work for anybody. I still get mild head buzzes, but not off something like this. I don't think he gets them at all whatsoever. But it's not something you can expect to keep on, but you're still going to get the enjoyment of the flavor and the feel of the dip, and it's really a feeling you like to have after a while.
Yeah, I started off with skull, wintergreen, fine cut, and then when I lost the head buzz, I went to grizzly, long cut wintergreen, and that's a lot stronger. And I just lost the head buzz of that, so I started the Copenhagen wintergreen, and that's kind of, I get a little one by throwing a big one, that's not that.
If you want to start weak, Skull is pretty much a weaker blend. The Extra's not as fine. What's the other one? Skull Egg. Edge is really strong stuff. Kodiak. Some of your Copenhagen. The Wintergreen's not something super strong. An experienced dip will call us a pussy for calling it strong. But to a novice, you're not wanting to start with Copenhagen because that's going to be really rough on your lip. But you're going to have to work your way up eventually, and you'll settle on a chew. I'm pretty sure everyone can agree that Grizzly Wintergreen is one of the better chews out there. But you want to mix it up. Like, I love Skull Apple. It's one of my favorite things to chew. It's good flavor. It's a good dip to it, too.
Well, if you don't like dipping like this, if you just hate how it feels, you can always go to pouches, and that's snuff, which you can actually swallow the spit, but I usually don't swallow it. I'll usually still spit it. It's just kind of a habit. But, so, dipping, you can do it. If you don't like it this way, you go that way. And if you don't like it that way, you can go and chew. But that sucks. So.
Snuff is something that I do it before sporting events. You're not going to get a big head buzz off it, and you can kind of hide it well. If you really want to be a badass and try something in school, I wouldn't recommend dipping because it's kind of obvious you're going back to a bottle. But if you have a pouch in, you can pretty much consistently swallow your spit. And to be honest, the Marlboro it's a spearmint snuff. They taste really good and they're pretty good to swallow. But if you want to get a buzz, you need 3 or 4 pouches. But it's much cheaper than dip. It's a good alternative. Where we live, dip's almost some cans all the way up to $7 a can. I know people in the South who won't have this problem. It's not as bad financially for you, but it kind of works both ways. It's not that bad up here as long as you're not a candidate dipper. But if you get to that point, you're probably not watching the video.
Yeah, to get money, I usually just save money up for my lunch money. Like I'll take $2 out or every other day, and then I'll have enough money for the end of the week. But I usually go through a can about every 3 days now, so I've just been having my dad help me out with it, because he understands and he'll buy it for me. But my mom, she's not into that shit.
Now, if you become a big dipper, and if you party is one thing. If you're drinking or something, you are going to dip a lot more than you do sober because you want to keep your head buzz at a constant. And obviously, you can't be drinking something 24 or 100% of the time. So a dip is something you'll go through a lot. Like when we drink, we'll go through almost a half a can to a full can in a night. It's just something that you'll become profound to. Just like smoking, you'll smoke more at night when you're drinking. Now you just got to learn to control it. You can't get too bad about it because you're going to get your tolerance up drunk, but no matter what, your body still receives it the same. And if you get your tolerance up, you're going to have to go to really big pinches, and you'll go through your can much quicker. And you don't want to do that because it's going to hurt you financially, and it's going to hurt your health more.
Right, this is our first dipping video. If you want to see more, we'll put some up on my channel, which will be the link in the description. So subscribe to that, subscribe to his, throw some likes up, and we'll make some more.
If you have any suggestions for dips you'd like to see us try, or any just questions you have about dipping in general, I don't know how much we can actually answer because we're not the most experienced of dippers, but we'll try to get back to you with anything. And I'm obviously not expecting a ton of popularity out of this, but it's just for any questions you guys might have about us. And it's just kind of a personal thing that, it doesn't really matter if anyone knows about it, and I don't honestly think dipping's that bad of a habit. If you have strong opinions against it, please voice your reason why. Just have a good day, guys. Guys 58 signing out. Have a good one.
Dipping Brothers signing out.